is finally here.
The springtime?
It's definitely transition time.
Yeah. Yeah, the trees are coming alive, that's for sure.
Yeah, I wonder what happens to all this sap in the wintertime.
Probably just gets stored in the roots. I think right now all the sap is really sweet because it's going up to the leaves.
Isn't this the perfect time of year to like tap some trees, make some syrup?
Yeah, it is. This is the 2 weeks right now. I mean, if we wanted to tap maple trees, it'd be like right now.
Yeah.
Like right now?
Like right now.
So we should get to it then.
All right.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right, let's go. It's finally getting warm. It's springtime, so it's time to get outside and spend some more time with your trees. It's time to love your trees, to hug your trees, to be with your trees, and to tap your trees and make maple syrup, which is what we're about to do.
What's crazy about maple syrup is I enjoy it year-round, but there's really only one time that you can make it.
Well, what are the optimal weather conditions?
I think it's got to go below 5
At night.
And then there's 5 degrees centigrade above 0 during the daytime.
But I never realized that it was made in such a condensed time period.
And not only that, but there's like the different ways to boil it down. There's like cooking on gas, cooking on fire, using electricity, using oil, and I bet you all those impart a different flavor too.
Yeah.
And if we're gonna do it, we should totally figure out how we're gonna boil it down.
Wood fire is always gonna be better. It's always gonna impart a better flavor.
Not only that, but we could use maple.
Maple wood.
Yeah.
Maybe we could go get a coffee and do some planning. Maybe
Yeah.
some waffles.
Sure.
Some maple syrup.
They will never run dry.
How are the waffles?
They're good.
How's the syrup?
It's good.
Nice.
What I like about it is it's never too sweet. You just get that
It's really mild.
golden concentration without the sweetness.
Do you think they dilute it?
But how much sugar do you need?
I don't know. You know, when I tried boiling down some maple syrup, it was the surface area of the pot was like, you know, limited.
Right.
So if we were to build an evaporator, like a boiler ourselves,
Yeah.
I think we should maximize the surface area of the liquid.
Maybe on the, it's like, imagine a wood stove. The front face has a little door for putting in the wood.
Yep.
Below that is a little door you open up for the draft.
Yep.
Let's put some side doors in where we can get some hibachi action going inside. We have like a little door that opens up and then a little hibachi grill goes inside.
Yeah.
We could prepare our meal and continue eating while we're waiting for the maple syrup to evaporate.
I like the idea of making the maple donair, you know?
And then
Like
marinating
rotating.
each piece of meat in maple syrup.
Maple syrup. You wouldn't need to make the sweet sauce as sweet because everything would be so sweet to begin with.
Right.
And then we get some donair action on the side of the stove.
Are we gonna go visit somebody to ask about maple syrup advice?
Yeah, we'll see if Lloyd can talk to us about it too.
There are specific details, so we need to know like how deep the drill bit needs to go into the tree,
What time to drill?
what time, what angle, like because it's all gonna drip,
Right.
the sap's gonna flow out. I mean, there's like specific details we have to know about.
We also need to find out is what temperature to boil it down to, how to tell how much sugar is in it, what happens if you overcook it.
There's lots to check
All right, let's
out.
go.
All right. So how many trees are in this
Well,
lot?
I tap around 600 taps.
Wow.
A little bit over sometimes.
Do you use the taps like pail bucket system, or do you use
No,
these lines?
well, this corner of the bush, I use pails on this lot around here.
When you're tapping the trees, does it matter from when you start tapping to when you finish tapping?
Well, I try to tap when it's a milder day. You want to catch it when the frost comes out in the morning.
Right.
I just want to ask about the wood fire
Oh, yeah, well,
and how you regulate the heat.
yeah, you
and-
want room for ashes under the grate.
So the maple syrup comes in through those black tubes there?
They come in there and down, and then there's a float on that corner of that pan right there. And that float there on that side regulates how much comes into this here pan. This one regulates how much goes into the syrup pan.
Is there a problem with having too much heat on these finishing pans?
As long as you got sap in, no, never
Okay.
no trouble.
And does it ever boil around the edges or caramelize
Oh,
around
yeah.
the edges?
I use pork fat, and it gets up so high, just about that far from the top of the pan, the pork will just put her down.
So some maple syrup that is made has pork fat in it.
No, you'll never know it. No, you'll never know it.
Well, this is our Jacob's ladder, and what it is We have a sap extractor up in the building over here, and the sap is being pulled by vacuum through the lines. The sap is then being pulled up and pulled over to the vacuum where it's discharged into a tank over there.
Oh,
This is a 2x8 evaporator. It was crossed over and changed into an oil-fired evaporator. Everything is automatically done by a float. When the sap comes in, as it boils down, the water is removed, sugar is left behind. So the raw sap is clear. When it gets to the finished syrup stage, it's got darker, more golden in its color.
Right.
Okay, if you were just gonna do this on a, we'll say a roasting pan,
Right.
you just keep putting it in. When it boils down, you pour some more in. But at 66.5%, that's when the syrup is done.
Maple syrup producers are probably the greatest celebrators of spring, spending 4 to 6 weeks tapping trees, collecting all this sap, boiling it down, and refining it into maple syrup. We want a piece of that. We want to get outside and enjoy the process of making syrup. So we're going to build our own evaporator at the loft, get all of our supplies together, and get started. It's springtime, it's the thaw. The trees are gushing with all kinds of sap that if you refine, will turn into maple syrup. So we're back here, we're gonna make an evaporator so we can go to the north and then make some maple glazed donairs.
We have like the evaporator tanks, right?
Right.
And then are we going to make it multi-purpose?
If we have a surface that's open on the top so that the flames would come out normally, and then we drop our drop pan in there, then we have an evaporator. But if we drop a grill in, then the flames are right there and we can do our cooking.
So I was talking about donairs,
Right.
like having a little donair hut. What else are we thinking of making? Well, yeah, right.
Waffles?
Waffles, pancakes maybe?
I like the waffles because
I like waffles.
they're designed to hold the syrup in.
Is there bacon?
You got bacon?
Yeah, good.
Oh, baked beans?
Oh, yeah.
There's-
Maple with
Yeah.
like some smoked salt pork.
All right, let's get to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. This is amazing.
It's not really a donair, it's more like a shawarma.
Wow. So what are the different layers of meat?
It's lamb and chicken, marinated in celery, olive oil, garlic, onions, thyme. How's it going outside?
It's going good. Yeah. We're pretty much done. We're like getting
Oh, really?
close. Well, we're getting close. Yeah. Hello.
So this is the wood.
right.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm a piece of maple. I'm going into the stove. Let's say you want to make some maple syrup. Load your wood in here, light the fire, and then you want some draft. So you'll open this little guy, have a fire, we can do some cooking, grill some sausages or whatever.
This is like the preheat. Once that's warmed up, we put it into this one, which will be the secondary evaporator, and then that'll be like the hot, hot, hot finishing.
Okay.
Like all the water will boil out of it. Donair
Oh, yeah, that's
door.
right. Yeah.
And the side here, right?
And this side here?
Yeah, so we've
Okay.
got this pot, and I guess we'll put some hinges on it.
Okay.
So the whole thing just like swings open, and then you can just like cut the meat off with a knife. And they'll have a handle right here, and we'll just like turn the donair.
And the cool thing is we're sending out a really strong message that you can add a donair anywhere you want. You just cut a hole in the side of whatever it is, and then you put a little donair parasite on the side. Just go down.
That's perfect.
Good.
Cut it down.
Okay.
And then we can go.
All right, cool.
Okay. I think there's some maple trees around here.
It's nice and sunny right here.
Yeah.
Beautiful weather.
Go
Yeah.
inside.
Really nice.
Okay.
So cold and sunny, they can't